In the warm, sun-dappled waters of the Gulf of California, a spotted rose snapper goes about its day. It breathes, pulling water across a delicate, feathery architecture of blood-rich tissues. These are its gills, the very mechanism of its survival. But this gateway for oxygen is also a port of entry. Unseen by the fish, a juvenile isopod, no larger than a grain of rice, is drawn in with the current. This is Cymothoa exigua. It is not looking for a temporary shelter. It is looking for a permanent home, and its journey has just begun through the most vital and vulnerable part of the fish's anatomy. Once inside the gill chamber, a dark, pulsing cavern, the isopod begins its ascent. Using 7 pairs of sharp, hooked legs called periopods, it crawls against the flow of water. It navigates a landscape of cartilage and soft tissue, moving with a singular, predetermined purpose. Its destination is the fish's mouth, specifically the base of its tongue. This is not a random wandering, but a highly specialized infiltration, an ancient program running inside a tiny biological machine. Upon reaching its target, the parasite latches onto the arteries that feed the fish's tongue. A fish's tongue, the basihyle, isn't a muscular appendage like ours. It's a cartilaginous structure that helps hold prey. The Cymothoa doesn't chew or tear at the organ. Instead, it sinks its claws in and begins to feed, drawing blood. This act of feeding serves a dual purpose. It nourishes the parasite, but more critically, it acts as a clamp, a biological tourniquet on the main blood vessels. The flow of life-giving blood to the tongue is slowly, methodically choked off. Deprived of circulation, the cells of the tongue begin to die. The process is called ischemia, and it leads to necrosis. The organ starts to wither, to shrink, to decay, while still inside the fish's living body. Imagine an essential part of yourself slowly turning into a lifeless stump. The fish continues to live through this entire transformation. The parasite remains firmly attached to the base, a patient usurper waiting for the throne to become vacant. Eventually, what's left of the atrophied tongue detaches and is likely swallowed by the fish. The space is now empty. The parasite then repositions itself, anchoring its rear legs firmly into the remaining muscle and cartilage of the tongue's stub. Its own body now occupies the precise anatomical location of the former organ. It is no longer just attached to the fish, it has become a physical component of the fish, a piece of living architecture plugged directly into the host's body. How can a crustacean possibly work as a tongue? The answer lies in its simplicity. The fish's original tongue was mainly a passive tool, used to press food against the roof of its mouth to prevent escape before swallowing. The parasite's hard, smooth exoskeleton serves this mechanical purpose almost perfectly. The fish can now hold prey with the body of the isopod, just as it did with its own flesh. In this new arrangement, the fish gets a functional prosthetic, and the parasite gets a safe home and a continuous, though now different, source of nourishment, likely feeding on the fish's mucus. This raises a fascinating question about classification. The relationship starts as textbook parasitism, where one organism benefits at the expense of another. But does it remain so? By replacing the function of the organ it destroyed, the parasite enters a gray area. It's a form of compensated parasitism, or perhaps even a grotesque, coerced symbiosis. This isn't just a parasite living in a host, it's the only known case in the entire animal kingdom of a parasite functionally replacing one of its host's organs. Life for the host fish is irrevocably altered. Studies of snappers with these isopod tongues show they are often underweight compared to their healthy counterparts. The replacement is functional, but it is not perfect. It may impede the swallowing of larger prey, putting a constant drag on the fish's ability to thrive. The fish is also now completely dependent. What happens when the parasite reaches the end of its life and dies? The fish is left with nothing. No tongue, no prosthesis, just an empty space, leading inevitably to starvation. What evolutionary pathway could possibly lead to such a bizarre and intricate strategy? This is the result of millions of years of a co-evolutionary arms race, a dance between host and parasite that resulted not in a better defense or a more potent venom, but in a complete anatomical merger. It fundamentally challenges our concept of an individual organism. For a significant portion of its life, the fish is a chimera, a composite being, a single body plan controlled by one brain, but built from the parts of two entirely different species from different branches of the tree of life.
Monotony has grown fast. Nearly 2,700 people have watched in the last few weeks, yet less than 0.03% are subscribed. It would mean a lot if you joined by hitting subscribe. And again, thanks for watching.